Hello everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play series. So in the last episode, what we did was we did our first shakedown cruise of the Atlas Refueller, and it managed to go up into lower Kerbin orbit, and it managed to rescue a Kerbal that was stuck in orbit. So this is now a successful craft. You can get on Kerbal X if you want to. What we're going to do now is we're going to see if we can take it up from Kerbin orbit and try to get it to deliver its payload of fuel to the Atlas Explorer. So if we now zoom in, let us have a look. So according to KSP, the Atlas fuel carrier is a rover, which is kind of cute. Here we go. Okay. So how are we doing? We have plenty of fuel. We have 2.3 kilometers per second delta V. That should be enough. I mean, you need about 750 from low Kerbin orbit. You need about 750 to get to the moon. And from then on out, we should be able to use it to give us a boost. So I'm just gonna put a waypoint here, try to fly out to the moon and see if it can catch us. There we go. And what happens is we're going to fly in behind the moon, and as we're here and the moon is going to be here, it's going to pull us that way, which will give us a considerable boost. As you can see, we only go this far, but if we get caught by the moon, we get a gravity assist, which if you can get close enough to the moon without actually colliding with it, it will fly you right out of the Kerbin system. So it's a great way to save up on fuel is by getting gravity assists. Okay, so let's see now. There we go. So we need 856 meters per second to get out as far as the Atlas Explorer. Okay. Just trying to see if I can get that angle to be more favorable for us, but no, it doesn't really look like it. Okay, so I will now do some fine adjustments and reset the normal back to 0. There you go. Be great. Oh, good, I can edit this directly. There we go. Okay, so that will get us to an apoapsis of 57,000 kilometers away from Kerbin, and that will be roughly close to the Atlas Explorer. Good. So that will take, without using up our payload at all, that will take 855 meters per second. So I'm gonna switch our SAS to go towards the maneuver node. And once that happens, we're going to fast forward to our maneuver time. Now over there we still have some debris, which is, that's our parachutes. What I've done is I've looked it up, the Kerbal attachment and inventory system. I've looked up the hotkeys, and as it turns out, the G key, as G for golf, is the key to use to pick up items out of the world. The more you know, I didn't know it at the time, and so we ended up wasting a couple of parachutes. That's fine. No big loss. Right now we haven't got a Kerbin with us, so a Kerbal with us, so we can't pick those up. So that's just going to be debris for the time being. Now let us fast forward. Actually, let me move this Kerbal alarm clock closer here, so it's closer to the button. So maneuver alarm, please. There we go. Okay, so coming up to 3 minutes to maneuver. I'm going to try to fast forward. It's going to be a 45-second burn, and we have had some issues with oscillation once the engine is fired up. Hopefully that gets alleviated. What I might do is I might try to enable torque on this worker and see if that helps it at all. There we go. And yeah, unfortunately that's kind of added a bit more wobble. It's going to be hard to tell, really. Anyway, 38 seconds, 36 seconds to burn. It's 10 seconds before we're supposed to start burning. Okay, and I might just start throttling up now. Nope. That is definitely not what we wanted. Not entirely sure what caused us to veer so far off course. Okay, let's try this one more time. And for some reason we just go completely off course. I am about ready to blame the Kraken on this. Might turn this gimbal off. As you can see from the silhouette, we've got a whole lot of wobble happening here. Nope, we are actually facing in the wrong direction. That is what's causing this problem. There we go. For some reason we've been facing backwards, and we've actually been losing speed. Not entirely sure what caused us to be facing backwards, but if we don't correct this, we're going to be burning up in the atmosphere really fast. And that is a lesson to you folks. If you have many docking ports, always be sure to pick something that faces forward and burn in that direction. A whole lot of oscillation happening here because I've enabled these control wheels. Okay, here we go. Okay, burning away. Okay, I might disable the gimbal on this. It's just causing too much oscillation. Okay. And away we go. Okay, we've gone wildly off course, but I'm just trying to correct it at the moment. Let's see. Let's see now. I want to highlight this. Whoops! That is, yeah, that is a collision course with the moon. Okay, I'm going to try to fix that with just our... Okay, so what is that? A 3 kilometer flyby. Just blow that out to about 10. There we go. Good. Well, it's not as good as this particular trajectory, but it's gonna have to do. Things go wrong and we fix it. So as it seems, this engine's gimbal is a little bit too aggressive for a rocket this long and this heavy. And we've used up about 2/3 of its fuel. Yeah, we've used up, we started out with 2,300, we've ended up with just under 9,000, so we've used up 1,500 meters per second of its delta V. This is fine. This is fine. This happens. Okay, let us fast forward to our moon intercept. There's the moon coming in nice and hot. It's going to be a pretty close flyby of about 10 kilometers altitude. That will give us the maximum gravitational slingshot boost. We have good solid power, full exposure of the solar panels. We're doing well. Okay, here comes the moon. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot here. There we go. Okay, that is the moon intercept. Okay, so according to this, a periapsis is going to be 49 kilometers. So our maneuver planner lied to us, which is fine as well. So we'll add a maneuver node here. So at the point where we're going as fast as we possibly can, we're going to go even faster. And what will that do? That does not what I was hoping it would. Okay. So I'll add a maneuver node again and see what we need to do to make this go higher. There we go. So that's going to slingshot us right out of the system, so we don't want that. Okay, so about 66 meters per second delta V will get us out to where the Atlas is. That will do us. Still a little bit wobbly happening here now that we have all the torque enabled. But yeah, I just felt that we needed that extra bit of oomph. Because yeah, these two were really struggling to angle the entire craft. Especially when they were fighting against the gimbaling of the engine. Okay. There we go. So let's fast forward to that maneuver node. Okay, getting a few lags. I'm just going to extend our heap once more. There we go. At 2 minutes, 53 seconds to burn. And yet again, we're doing our maneuvers in the dark. Okay, 1 minute to maneuver. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. That is 3, 2, 1, and throttling up. Nearly there. Let's have a look. Lovely, an apoapsis of 56 kilometers. Beautiful. Now, we are actually going to get reasonably close. I think if we add another maneuver node, we might be able to fine-tune that intercept. Okay. There we go. Almost there. $50 closest intercept. That is gonna have to do. Okay, let's point to that maneuver node and fast forward some more. We have 830 meters per second. That adjustment maneuver is going to take another 116. Ideally, we should spend minimal amount of fuel just trying to rendezvous, but once we've rendezvoused, this payload should be completely unspent. I had hoped that we could use up this fuel as well, leftover fuel in this rocket, but I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay, we are lined up. Let us fast forward. Okay, we still have good signal strength. Thanks to bounce signals. Good. Thank you. We have 3 minutes to burn. And we are bouncing a signal off the comms delivery relay, which is cool. Okay, 15 seconds to burn. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Throttling up. Okay, 1.8 meters per second left. Dropping that to 0. There we go. So we now have an intercept of 43.7 kilometers and a relative speed of 374 meters per second, which means we're going to need to burn another 374 meters per second of delta V just for the intercept. Given that we still have 713 left in the tanks, but without even touching the payload, that is a good result. I'm just going to use the RCS to try to fine-tune that intercept. There we go. Okay, just burning forward at the moment. Okay, 20 kilometers may well have to do it. Okay, so let's add a closest target distance to the Atlas fuel carrier. No, not that one. So that is going to happen in 1 day, 9 hours. 1 day, 9 hours. Let us do it. So the Atlas Explorer is actually going in the opposite direction to us, which is amazing that we're going to be only intercepting it at 374 meters per second, which is, you know, about the speed of sound. But it just goes to show you, once you get really far out, you really do not need to be going very fast. Okay, coming in now. Okay, turning towards retrograde. And we're gonna burn. Yeah, about now. Try to bleed off all that speed. So this is us, and there's the Atlas. So we're gonna try to sort of move parallel to it. Lovely. So now let's turn towards the target and see if we can try to burn towards it. At a relative speed of 25.6 meters per second, we want to try to burn towards him to try to sort of intercept it now. Okay. I'm just going to try to get this onto that. Okay, that drops the intercept distance to 8.3 kilometers. Let's fast forward. Okay, a little bit more fine-tuning. Just very deftly on that throttle. Being very slow to respond. We're looking at 3 minutes to intercept now. Okay, that's a 500-meter intercept in 6 minutes time. That's looking much, much better. You can see it's going to be a sort of crisscross intercept, and we're going to be 500 meters across, or 0.5 kilometers distance at a speed of 18.6 meters per second. We still have 283 meters per second left in the tanks, so that is a good result. Okay, there is Atlas Explorer. We still have a full tank, and these tanks are about expended, so by the time this thing delivers its cargo, it's going to be able to just be cast adrift. Okay, 1100 meters separation now. "74 seconds to intercept." I've just narrowed that down with that last burn to about 100 meters separation, which is what we want. Tricky bit is you want to get nice and close, but you don't actually want to smash into it. Believe you me, I've done that in the past. I did not realize we had an extra antenna to extend. There you go. Okay, separation of 450 meters. 400 meters. 30 seconds to intercept. I can now start to distinguish the individual details of the Atlas Explorer. 200 meters. Gently on that throttle, slowing us down. 150 meters. Okay. So that is our current separation now. What I might do is I might just use the smart ASS to rotate us with the target. So that will be parallel plus. And that will bring us up to be roughly parallel to their course. There we go. And we are now moving forward. We're no longer drifting towards our target. And we will roll at 0 degrees so that we're both facing up. Beautiful. Okay, I think that should be close enough now. Let's slow ourselves down to absolute 0. Okay, close enough. We'll turn that off. Activate SAS. Beautiful. Now, I assume that we want to take some of these Kerbals home with us. Okay, so let us, what do we want to do? We want to be able to dock. Okay, we want to be able to do it safely. So I figure if we detach here and dock into the side, we should be able to unload our payload of fuel. Okay, let's do that. This is already full. Good. So decouple, please. And control from here. There we go. Okay, now let's dock to it. So control from here, set that as a target. Now we want to be able to angle it so that it faces us, right? So we will set that as our target. Okay. Control from here, please. There we go. Okay. So that's now roughly facing it, which is good. We'll swap back. Now, control from here. There we go. Now, let's fly towards it. How are we doing? How are we doing? We are doing well. Nice and wobbly, but we're coming in nice and slow. 0.2 meters per second. Doing well. Looking good. 3 meters. There we go. Beautiful. Successful dock. Alright, let's transfer that fuel across. Hang on, stop that. I want to transfer from here outward, like that. all of the fuel transferred across. Good. Okay, let's undock. And now we want to dock onto that again. Okay. Beautiful. Coming in. Lovely. 1 meter distance. We are docked. Okay. Now we want to transfer the last of the fuel from here into that portable tank. Okay. Good. We undock. And back again. Go, we're doing well. Let's try to take some pictures, some good shots. Okay, how are we doing? Coming in a little bit low there. We're good now. Doing well. Okay, 14 meters distance, we're doing well. Eight meters distance. Nice and lined up, we're looking good. Nearly there. And we are docked. Very nice. That is it. That gives our new rocket a delta V of 2.3 kilometers per second of delta V. I might undock this. That may well change the calculations. But first, let's send some of these Kerbals home, right? They won't be able to make it into the atmosphere, but the worker should be able to deliver them into a lower orbit. Let's have a quick look at our contracts to see if there's any Kerbals that really need to get home. Gustav. We don't have Gustav. Okay, so that is all of our contracts, and there's only one rescue, and he is in orbit of Minmus. We don't care about that. We're going to get him some other time. So none of these Kerbals need to be urgently home. Okay, so we have quite a few pilots with us. We might take, let's see, who do we want to take home? Bill is an engineer. We need these two as scientists to stay. Let's see. Okay, Jebediah and Bill can come home, I think. And then Elio, I think Valentina can go for another trip to the nearby planet. And we might take Elio home with us. What I might do is I might get Elio to take some of the science home with him as well. Okay, take data, please. So now once he gets home, he'll be able to deliver all of this data that we couldn't use. And we'll be able to get a nice bonus of science once he lands. Just turn on his headlights. It's much easier to see what he can see. Okay. Board that command seat. I did not mean for you to do that. Okay. Just gonna turn off the force science. Turn that off. And you cannot collect all science. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'll just make it so that the last Kerbal to leave will be able to collect all the science. Okay, who's next? So Jeb's a pilot, but he's not piloting at the moment. Valentina is piloting. Let me just see if I can level up all crew. Oh, okay. So Valentina's on 1 star. Jeb is on 3. We'll have him come home. But first he's got to transfer, because he can't get out of here, so we need to transfer him somewhere else. Jeb, you can go here. And now you can EVA. Okay, grab all the science, please. Actually, I might just leave him hanging there for a second. Okay. Okay, so that is two jump seats that are going to be occupied. We want 1 more. So what do we have? We have 2 scientists and an engineer. We need an engineer with us, and Valentina. I think that might do. Okay. Yeah. So we'll undock this. Undock. Control from here. There we go. There we go. What do you mean removed? Where's it been transferred to? It's been transferred here. No? Oh, it's been transferred here. Right. Okay, well, I guess I'm okay with that. For some reason it's 15 units of data instead of 20, but either way, let us dock back with our mothership over there. Lovely. And away we go. Okay, coming in for that dock, going a little bit fast. There we go. And we're docked. Wonderful. Okay, now we can undock from here. And this craft is now simply a fuel relay. Oh gee. Heavy Atlas fuel. Lovely. Okay, let's control from here. Now we can either fly with the mothership over there, or we can simply fly home. Let us see, we're about a third of the way through our monopropellant. Let's see if we can make it home. Away we go. This is a perfect Kodak moment. Okay, let's see what these monopropellant engines can do. Would you look at that? This is brilliant. We're simply going off of monopropellant on that worker drone at the moment. If we can get just inside the atmosphere, we might be able to aerobrake ever so slightly. Yeah, that moon intercept gave us nothing, so we'll just keep going. So we spent about 30 units out of our 90. Okay. So 65 kilometers. Hopefully we'll be able to survive that amount of aerobraking, but we'll see. 65 kilometers is pretty shallow in the atmosphere. We should be able to survive it without too much overheating. Okay. Okay. Well, let's fast forward and find out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Okay. So we are in the atmosphere now. And now I can start to burn. See what's going to happen to our apoapsis as I burn in reverse. It doesn't actually look like we're going to need to burn anything. The Jeb is getting awfully warm at the moment. He is at 86% of his thermal tolerance. But he's doing fine. You just take care of yourself, Jeb. Hang in there. The rest of the craft is reasonably cool. It's just that the Kerbinauts themselves can't really tolerate a whole lot of heat. But, as I suspected, a 65-kilometer aerobraking pass is enough to slow them down without killing them outright. Now I might just give this a little bit of a help. Okay, bringing that apoapsis down. I think that's about as much as I dare. Let's fast forward to the other side of the atmosphere for another re-entry. Just going to try to angle the craft so that the Kerbals get the least amount of that heating. There we go. Yeah. Jebediah is definitely not heating up nearly as much, with the craft taking most of the heat. Okay, Jet is getting pretty toasty again. He is at 74, 73, 72% of his maximum heat tolerance. Hang in there, Jib. Doing well. Okay. And let's try that one more time. Here we go again, Jib. Very nice and toasty, but yep, still within his limits. Lovely. It's going to take a few more passes. Nearly there. Okay. Jeb is holding up pretty well through these heating up and cooling down cycles. Doing well, Jeb. Good on you. Okay, I might have to make these aero brakes a little bit more aggressive. We're at 64 kilometers altitude. We're only just skimming through the upper stratosphere, and it's just not taking off as much speed as I'd like. So let's try to warp up there. And then try to sort of dig a little bit more aggressively into that atmosphere. Don't want to go too much because Jeb will simply overheat, but at the moment he's hitting about 75%. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that he can handle a 60 kilometer altitude aero brake. See what that happens. See if that works anyway. Okay. Oh boy, I really hope you can survive this, Jib. Here it goes. So that is a periapsis of just under 60 kilometers, going at just under 3,000 meters per second. I really hope you survive this, Jib. Okay, Jeb is really warming up. He's hitting 85%, 88, 89. Just rotating him a little bit, like a bit of a rotisserie, trying to get him to cool down. Hang in there, Jeb. Rotating them around to see if I can get him at a different angle. This is nail-biting stuff. Hang in there, Jeb. This is basically just heating up one side and then the other side of their bodysuit, so they're able to cool down. Okay. Done well, boys. Okay, that is definitely working much better. Here we go again. You can see why I did that though, because it takes about a third of their orbital speed off. Whereas before it was maybe about 25, well, maybe about 10%. And just, it's taking too long. Okay, here we go. Hang in there, Jet. Just spinning them around, trying to cool them on one side while they bake on the other. Hold on, boys. Okay, I think they're through the worst of it. Okay, one more time. Okay, they're really warm at the moment. Stay cool, fellas. Okay. So their apoapsis is about 570 kilometers and dropping. I'm going to drop that through one more pass. That should bring them within lower Kerbin orbit, and then we can mount a rescue craft to come and bring them back to Kerbin. go. Okay, hopefully this should be one more pass, and that should do. Okay, Jebediah is sitting at 78% of his maximum tolerance, slowly climbing. 80%. %. Okay, they're both nice and toasty. You can see they're glowing. But yeah, I'm not having to rotisserie them at the moment. They're just coping. Good, 86%. Doing well. Apoapsis is at 350,000 and slowly dropping. Doing well. I'm starting to wonder whether they can actually make it home using just their parachutes. Because they both have chutes. It's all about making it through the atmosphere itself. And I think this ship, this craft, might be just enough of a sort of shield to get them through the thickest parts. They've done so well. Yeah. I know we've pushed it. We've really pushed our luck so far, but I'm gonna see how far we can push it. Okay, here we go. According to the trajectory's prediction, they will lose sufficient speed and drop to the ground. Just going to try to raise that periapsis just a little bit. Starting to get a little bit too aggressive for my liking. Okay. Well, we're definitely committed now. Both our apoapsis and periapsis are still inside the atmosphere. Hang in there, Jeb. 75% maximum heat tolerance. Having to rotisserie them just a little bit. Okay. Hang in there, boys. Okay, we're slowly losing speed, but they're getting very toasty indeed. Hang in there, boys. Come on. It's only just going into the atmosphere. Hang in there. I wish I could see their faces, honestly. This is utterly mad. I don't know what I was thinking. They're both glowing hot at 90% their maximum tolerance. 2100, 2200 meters per second at 54 kilometers altitude. The whole thing is starting to glow. We're starting to see some flame effects. If I can pull this off, this will be a bloomin' miracle. This is insane. Oh dear, oh dear. Ah dear. Jeb and Ailu have just been killed. That was a really stupid idea of mine. Yeah, I do not know what I was thinking. There is no way they could have survived all of this. Look at that. I guess I just got lulled into a false sense of security. Yep. Yep, those are 2 empty jump seats. They've definitely burned up. They popped. They exploded. Because the inside of their suits got so warm that they burst apart. I'm so sorry, Alu and Jeb. Jeb will probably survive. He only ever really goes missing for a little while. I'm guessing because there's just cloning vats for every time Jeb gets killed. But Ilo, unfortunately, will never come back. But that is unfortunately the way it goes. Of course, this thing has no prayer in actually landing because it has no parachutes. We really needed the Kerbals and for them to stay alive and to use their parachutes in order to land. But as it turns out, there is absolutely no way we can keep them safe through re-entry. Yeah, no. I am not bleeding off speed nearly fast enough because monopropellant thrusters really lose their thrust as closer we are to the ground. That is it. Not a single piece has survived. What a disaster. Yeah, well. So, looking over at the fuel relay and of course the Atlas Explorer, they have a delta V of 2,751 meters per second to be used in their next adventure. They are going to need one more refuel at least. So this is, well, it's less than ideal. So, what I'm going to do for the next time is, instead of doing the fuel deliveries, I'm going to see if I can set up a mining operation on Minmus and deliver fuel to them that way, because it'll be much closer, as you can see, much closer from Minmus to there rather than from Kerbin to there. Yeah. Oh well, that's just part of the learning process. When things go to plan, you don't really learn much. The path to success is sometimes paved by failures. And of course the Space Center is flooded. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.